Because you're not
I
done
think
yet.
a lot of my inspiration comes from her. Comes from that.
In a turn of events that has thrown the internet into chaos, multiple sources now claim that Hailey Bieber is fighting to hold her marriage together, while Justin Bieber flat out refuses to remove a song allegedly about Selena Gomez from his upcoming album. And now, their relationship might be hanging by a thread. This isn't just drama. This is history repeating itself. And once again, Selena Gomez is at the center of it all. We're diving deep into the most dissected celebrity, triangle of the decade, a story that refuses to die no matter how many years pass. Because whether it's fans or the media, everyone seems to agree on one thing. Jelena was never just a relationship. It was a cultural era. And that era, it's trying to make a comeback. Before we dissect Hailey's alleged plea to erase Selena from Justin's new album, we need to rewind. Because this tension didn't appear out of nowhere, it was built over years of love, betrayal, music, and mayhem. Let's talk about what made this love story impossible to forget. The first spark between Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez was struck. Back in December 2010, they were just teenagers, two rising stars balancing global fame and personal chaos. He was the floppy-haired pop heartthrob with chart toppers. She was Disney royalty, transitioning into adult roles and her own music career. It was a love story born in the spotlight, and from the very beginning, the world couldn't look away. By 2011, they stopped denying it and made their couple debut at the Vanity Fair Oscars party. What followed was an era-defining romance, matching outfits, courtside appearances, tropical vacations, and endless paparazzi coverage. To fans, they were the real-life fairy tale, but no fairy tale survives the pressure of constant cameras. By late 2012, the cracks began to show, and they weren't just personal. They became public. The breakup wasn't just a private heartbreak. It became a plotline, and every song from then on became a clue. Gomez's 2014 hit, The Heart Wants What It Wants, became a cultural touchstone. She admitted it herself. It was about Justin. And it hurt. The lyrics weren't metaphorical, they were emotional blood on tape. From 2013 to 2016, their relationship whiplashed the world. One moment they were spotted kissing in public. The next, they were posting cryptic lyrics and unfollowing each other online. It wasn't just love, it was war disguised as romance. And while Selena was releasing songs like Forget Forever, Justin wasn't exactly quiet either. During one of their many off phases in 2014, Justin was seen hanging out with a familiar face, Hailey Baldwin. She insisted they were just friends. But by 2015, Justin was ringing in the new year with Hailey and posting about it. Selena, she dated producer Zed, but her fans weren't letting go. And neither was Justin's shadow. By 2015, Selena had had enough. She told Rolling Stone, "I'm so beyond done with talking about Bieber, but the universe had other plans." In late 2017, after Gomez's kidney transplant and a breakup with The Weeknd, she and Justin reunited. It wasn't just nostalgia, it was hope. Fans believed maybe, just maybe, this was it. The final chapter. The real happily ever after. It wasn't. By March 2018, they broke up for good. And within just 2 months, Justin wasn't back with Selena, he was engaged to Hailey Baldwin. You heard that right? 2 months later, engaged. By September 2018, they were married. That's when the Jelena fandom truly exploded. The timeline was too tight, too suspicious, too brutal. Fans weren't just heartbroken, they were angry. Even though Hailey swore she and Justin never overlapped romantically, the internet dubbed her a fan-turned-wife. A 2011 tweet from teenage Hailey saying, "Justin and Selena are the definition of a teenage dream," went viral. What was once admiration was reframed as obsession. The public story twisted into a new narrative. The girl who watched Jelena stole it. By 2024, the conspiracy theories hit an all-time high. A viral TikTok series titled Hailey Bieber's Dangerous Decade-Long Obsession racked up millions of views. It painted a disturbing picture that Hailey used her father's connections, curated appearances, and carefully timed social posts to insert herself into Justin's life. The claims? Wild, unverified, but contagious. They spread like wildfire. Some says internet crowned her, the villain in a love story they couldn't let die. And despite repeated denials, Hailey was suddenly fighting a ghost from her husband's past, a ghost named Selena. To make matters worse, Justin and Selena's musical conversations made the story immortal. Selena's Lose You to Love Me from 2019 was widely seen as her final goodbye to Justin. The lyric, "In 2 months you replaced us like it was easy," cut deeper than any tweet ever could. Justin's songs, too, traced their emotional blueprint, from All That Matters to Sorry to What Do You Mean. Every note, every word seemed to whisper her name. Even when he denied it, the music said otherwise. And now the rumors say Justin's at it again, writing a new song about Selena years after moving on. A song so powerful that Hailey allegedly begged him to cut it, and he refused. And just like that, the fire is back. But this time, it might burn more than just old memories. To understand why this rumored song is tearing things apart, you have to understand what came before it. Because this isn't just a lyric, it's a wound, one that's never fully healed. Over the years, both Justin and Selena used music as therapy. Their heartbreak became our playlist. And every new verse, another page in a love story no one could stop reading. Justin once told a radio host, "A lot of my inspiration comes from her." And fans believed it, because they could hear it. His 2013 ballad, All That Matters, written at a time when he said Selena was the only thing that did. His Purpose album, layered with regret, confusion, apology. Songs like What Do You Mean and Sorry weren't just bops. They were coded messages, dissected by fans and analysts alike. Selena, too, left her scars on tape. The heart wants what it wants. Her voice breaking mid-sentence. The ache, the vulnerability. It was raw pain in real time. Later, in a candid interview, she said Justin thought the song was beautiful, but hard. That he even got jealous of the actor in the video. That's the kind of emotional history we're dealing with. Not just love lost, love recorded. By the time Lose You to Love Me dropped in 2019, Selena was done holding back. In 2 months, you replaced us. She never named names. She didn't have to. And now, years later, if Justin really did write another track about Selena, it's no wonder people think Hailey's panicking. After all, how do you compete with a ghost that lives in every melody? But it's not just the music that's keeping this triangle alive. It's the internet. Social media has transformed personal relationships into crowdsourced soap operas, and Hailey is caught in the center ring. From TikTok to Twitter, fan theories have turned speculation into scripture. Remember that 2011 tweet? Justin and Selena are the definition of a teenage dream. It was posted by a teenage Hailey Baldwin, back when she was just a fan. But now it's weaponized as proof of a long game obsession. As if marrying Justin was a plan she set in motion a decade ago. That's how deep the conspiracies go. In 2024, a TikTok series called Hailey Bieber's Dangerous Decade-Long Obsession exploded. It accused her of engineering her way into Justin's life through strategic appearances, social climbing, and calculated timing. No hard proof, no receipts, just millions of views, and a new narrative that refused to die. Despite multiple fact checks and public denials, the damage was done. Hailey wasn't just Justin's wife anymore. She was the villain in a fandom-fueled revenge plot, the woman who stole a fantasy. And the hate? It got personal. Hailey's Instagram comments were flooded daily with phrases like, "You'll always be a fan," turning her past admiration into a scarlet letter. It got so bad that she reportedly pursued legal action against the TikTok creator behind the viral series. But even that didn't stop the rumors. Because in this twisted love triangle, facts don't matter as much as feelings. And for a lot of fans, the feeling is, Hailey doesn't belong. But let's not forget the timeline that fueled all of this. Justin and Selena's final breakup was in March 2018. By July, Justin was engaged to Hailey. By September, they were married. That 3-month whirlwind is what set the internet ablaze. Too fast, too calculated, too convenient. People wanted to believe it wasn't real. Because if it was, then Jelena was truly dead. And that's something a lot of fans weren't ready to accept. Even years later, any post, photo, or song lyric is treated like a clue. A sign, proof that the past is not the past. And if Justin so much as stares off into the distance in an Instagram live, fans start decoding what it really means. Hailey and Selena tried to shut it down in 2022 by posing together at the Academy Museum Gala. The message was clear: no feud, no hate. Move on, But the fans didn't listen. Because in 2023, the infamous eyebrow drama hit TikTok. Selena posted a casual TikTok joking about over-laminated brows. Days later, Hailey and Kylie Jenner shared perfectly timed eyebrow selfies. Coincidence? Maybe, but not to the internet. Suddenly, TikTok was ablaze with hashtags like Nam Team Selena, and a full-blown feud was back on the table, even though both women denied any shade was intended. The real-world consequences? Selena gained millions of followers. Hailey and Kylie lost some. That's the power of fan perception. And in 2025, it's stronger than ever. Just recently, a TikTok creator claimed that Hailey liked a post mocking Selena and Benny Blanco's magazine shoot. Hailey's once hicimos reps denied it, called it a lie, a fabrication. But again, it didn't matter. Screenshots, real or fake, circulate faster than truth. And this is where things get dangerous. Because every fake rumor, every misinterpreted post, every overanalyzed lyric, it piles onto a woman who's been trying to live her life with a husband, a baby, and a skincare line she built from scratch. Hailey's even posted about it herself. In March 2024, she shared this on Instagram. The stories and blind items I see on TikTok are 100% made up. From the land of delusion. In 2025, another cryptic post. People believe what they want, even if it's wrong. And yet, despite the statements, the photos, the denials, one rumor can erase it all. Like the latest one, that Hailey begged Justin to remove a song about Selena from his new album, and he said no. Let's be clear, there's no confirmed track list, no audio leaks, no verified insider confirmation that the song even exists. But when it comes to Justin, Hailey, and Selena, proof has never been required. So why does a rumor like this stick? Why, despite no evidence, does the story of Hailey begging Justin to erase Selena from his music keep resurfacing? Because it feels true to fans who never stopped rooting for Jelena. Because it fits the narrative the internet wants to believe. Justin is still in love with Selena. Hailey is just in the way. And the music is a confession, but the truth is more complicated and far less romantic. Justin's recent behavior in 2025 hasn't helped. The unfollowing and refollowing of Hailey on Instagram, the cryptic posts about anger and authenticity, the live stream where he looked disheveled, playing what sounded like demo tracks, and then disappeared. Fans took it all as confirmation. Something is wrong. He's not okay. And maybe, just maybe, he's writing about Selena again. And if that's true, what does it mean for Hailey? To some fans, it means she's jealous, insecure, and controlling. To others, it means she's trapped in a marriage she doesn't belong in. But here's what Hailey has actually done. She posed with Selena. She liked Selena's engagement announcement to Benny Blanco. She repeatedly asked fans to stop fueling the feud. Those are facts. Everything else is a fan fantasy. Carefully edited TikToks, stitched conspiracies, and weaponized screenshots. Still, that one rumor, she begged him to delete the song, feeds the beast. Even though no reliable outlet has confirmed it. Even though similar claims have been debunked before. Even though her team calls it fiction. But in this narrative, facts come second to feelings. And feelings can be deadly because the hate Hailey gets isn't just digital noise. It's dangerous. For years, she's endured death threats, harassment, people calling her a stalker, a thief, a fake. Even Selena herself had to speak out, telling fans in 2023, "This isn't what I stand for." After Hailey reached out about receiving threats online, Justin has defended her too. In 2019, he posted on Instagram, "I married Hailey because I love her. She's the best thing that ever happened to me." But the mob wasn't listening because they weren't really watching Justin. They were watching the story they wanted to see, and in that story, Hailey's always the villain. Even though Justin is the common denominator in both relationships, even though he's the one who ended things with Selena, even though he chose to marry Hailey, it's still Hailey who bears the weight, the hate, the humiliation, and that says something. Not just about fandoms, but about us. It's the same pattern. That played out in the past. Remember the Elizabeth Taylor, Debbie Reynolds, Eddie Fisher scandal? 2 women torn apart in the press, while the man walked away untouched. History repeats itself when we don't learn. Critics try to justify it by resurfacing old Hailey tweets. claiming she's a mean girl, digging up racial slurs, twisting her teenage fandom into obsession. But even if some of that is fair game, the scale of the hate she gets is not, because what fans are really mad about isn't something Hailey did, it's something she became. The end of a fantasy called Jelena, and they've never forgiven her for it. Meanwhile, the three people involved have all tried to move forward. Justin and Hailey have a baby, Jack Blues, and a marriage that's lasted nearly 7 years. Selena has found new peace and love with Benny Blanco, and yet, here we are, still dragging them back into a triangle that no longer exists because the idea of a leaked Justin song about Selena, it's irresistible, even if it's not true. Thumia, rumor that Hailey pleaded with him to cut the track, that he said no, that she's crumbling. But again, no proof, no audio, no insiders, just vibes and viral tweets. So why does it still matter? Because of everything that came before it. Because of the songs that were real, the tears that were real, the fans that felt like they were part of it. It's hard to let go of something that once felt personal, but maybe it's time. Maybe it's time we stop treating these people like they're trapped in an eternal love triangle built for our entertainment. Because the truth? They're not characters in a drama. They're human. And every time we spread a rumor like this one, we're reminding them, you don't get to move on. Not yet. Let's talk about the other viral rumor. Not the one about the song, the other one, the darker one, that Justin wants out, that Hailey won't let him go, that she's the reason he's still trapped. A leaked message, a whisper on X, a shaky voiceover on TikTok, it was enough to ignite a wildfire. Suddenly, fans believed Justin was crying for help through social media. And Hailey, they painted her as the handler, the prison warden, the villain again. But where's the proof? A blurry screenshot, a reposted clip, a source close to the couple, with no name, no receipts, no real evidence, just noise. And yet, the internet listened, because the idea that Justin is being controlled fits another fan favorite theory, that he's miserable, that he regrets marrying Hailey, that Selena was his real love all along, and once again, the fans make the fantasy feel like fact. In this version of the story, every odd behavior becomes a clue. If Justin looks tired, it's not stress, it's Hailey. If he posts something cryptic, it's not mood, it's a secret cry. If he deactivates his Instagram, it's not a glitch, it's sabotage. But when Hailey explained the platform issue, as a technical error, the internet didn't care, because the myth had already taken hold. Justin wants to leave, and she won't let him. Let's rewind. Where did this idea even come from? One theory points to a quote Justin gave years ago, where he called his relationship with Selena the best part of my teenage years. Sweet? Maybe, but to the fandom, it was ammo. And suddenly, everything he said, even innocent things, were twisted. Every interview, every song lyric, a trail of crumbs leading back to Selena. Another theory, that Hailey somehow copied Selena's style. Her outfits, her photos. Her interviews, fans created side-by-side TikToks to prove it. Framed Hailey as a copycat, a budget version. A fake, even her skincare line, Rhode, was scrutinized, accused of being a reflection of rare beauty. No matter what Hailey did, it wasn't hers. It was Selena's shadow. These theories found oxygen in platforms like TikTok and X, formerly Twitter, where every frame is slowed down, dissected, and repurposed. Narratives take root not because they're true, but because they get clicks, and it's not just fans pushing them. Enter Wendy Williams. In 2018, just after Justin and Hailey got engaged, Wendy said on her show, "I don't think this marriage will last." Right after the honeymoon, he's doing a drive-by at Selena's. The crowd laughed, but the damage was real. She followed up with another dig. The Baldwins see Bieber as a cash cow, claiming the marriage was a strategy fueled by fame and relevance. And in 2019, she didn't hold back. Hailey's too young to deal with Justin's mental health problems. She should consider divorce. These weren't rumors. These were sound bites, served to millions, and they echoed across the internet for years. They gave credibility to fan theories. They fed the myth that Justin was being used and wanted out. But again, that's a story, not necessarily reality, because despite the scrutiny, despite the interviews, despite the noise, Justin stayed 7 years and counting. He chose Hailey. Again and again. They've done joint interviews. They've talked about struggles. They've had a child. They've posted public affirmations of love. Is it a perfect marriage? No. Is it real? By all appearances, yes. Hailey, for her part, has addressed the timeline rumors directly. In a 2022 interview on Call Her Daddy, she said, "There was no overlap, ever. It's not my character to interfere in someone's relationship." And she went further, saying that she knew how it looked, but insisted she waited until Justin and Selena were truly done before things began. Period. Point blank. End of discussion. But it wasn't, because in the minds of some fans, Hailey is forever the outsider, the disruptor of destiny, the girl who stole the ending. No matter how many times she tells her truth, it's drowned out by the version people prefer. And that's the root of this entire saga. Perception versus reality. The perception that Justin's heart is still stuck in the past, that Hailey's holding him hostage, that every new song, every silence, every post is proof. The reality? That this narrative exists mostly online, fostered by selective clips, algorithmic bias, and the hunger for drama, and the cost is enormous for Hailey, for Justin, for Selena, and for the fans too, because believing in a fantasy for too long hurts everyone. Let's talk about what keeps this cycle alive, because even when rumors are denied, even when posts are clarified, even when timelines are explained, the triangle refuses to die. Why? Because social media thrives on suggestion, not certainty. It doesn't reward truth. It rewards engagement. A blurry screenshot, a vague source, a TikTok theory told in a dramatic voiceover. None of it needs to be accurate. It just needs to go viral. That's how we got the rumor about Justin trying to leave Hailey. That's how we got the one about Hailey begging him to scrap a Selena song. And that's how we'll get the next one. Whatever it is, because the machine runs on repetition. And in this case, the story's already been told so many times, people accept it as fact, but there's a human cost. Let's start with Hailey. She's not just facing gossip, she's facing a tidal wave of targeted hate. Her Instagram comments are littered with attacks. Her every move is monitored, twisted, reinterpreted. Her childhood tweet supporting Jelena, meant as a fangirl moment, is now a weapon used against her daily. In 2023, the situation escalated to the point that Selena had to step in, posting a message. Hailey Bieber reached out to me and let me know she's been receiving death threats and hateful negativity. Selena ended with a plea. No one should have to experience hate or bullying. Even that moment of unity was picked apart online. People questioned its authenticity, said it was too late, insisted it was PR, because in this world, even kindness gets mistrusted. And then there's Justin. He's not just the man in the middle. He's the man the world expects to choose, again and again. But real life doesn't work like that. He's spoken publicly about his mental health, anxiety, depression, addiction, pressure. He's opened up about the dark years, about how fame twisted his sense of self, how public scrutiny made it hard to breathe, and being caught between two women in the court of public opinion only made that pressure worse. Justin's marriage to Hailey hasn't been easy. They've said so themselves. In their Vogue 2019 interview, they admitted that merging lives while being dissected online was overwhelming, but they're trying. They've built a life, a family, a private world in a very public fishbowl. Still, the internet won't stop watching, and every time he posts a song lyric, appears exhausted or goes silent, the speculation roars back. It's exhausting, and it's not fair. And then there's Selena, the woman who didn't ask for this storyline to continue, but can't escape it either. In her 2022 documentary, she revealed just how much public scrutiny around her past relationship with Justin contributed to her mental health struggles. We're talking about a woman who underwent a kidney transplant, battled lupus, fought off depression and anxiety while living in the harsh light of fame. She's now focused on advocacy, music, and self-growth. She's with Benny Blanco. She's rebuilding on her terms. And yet, anytime Justin does anything, she gets dragged back in, even when she doesn't say a word. That's the nature of this triangle. It traps the people inside it, even when they've moved on, Because for fans, this isn't just about celebrity romance, it's about the projection of dreams. The Justin-Selena love story wasn't just theirs, it belonged to millions, teenagers who saw themselves in it, who grew up watching it evolve, who felt every high and low as if it were their own, and when it ended, it felt like a betrayal. So they rewrote the ending. They created a villain. They built a narrative that let the fantasy survive. And Hailey, she became the antagonist in a story she didn't write, even when she said, "It's all love between me and Selena," even when she posed with Selena publicly in 2022, even when she stayed quiet amid the chaos. It wasn't enough, because fan culture isn't just about what's true, it's about what feels true. And often, those two things don't match. We keep seeing the same rumors recycled. We keep seeing the same hate resurface. We keep seeing the same triangle resurrected, and the internet eats it up. Because platforms like TikTok and X are engagement engines. They don't filter for accuracy, they filter for clicks. A dramatic voiceover, a black and white photo, a cryptic caption. And boom, millions of views. The truth doesn't matter. The aesthetic does. And in this environment, people become characters. Their trauma becomes entertainment. Their love lives become battlegrounds. So even now, 7 years into Justin and Hailey's marriage, and years into Selena's new chapter, the fantasy still breathes. Not because of Justin, not because of Hailey, not because of Selena, but because of us. So what do we do with all of this? With the rumors, the narratives, the constant back and forth about three people who are just trying to live their lives? Maybe the better question is, why won't we let go? Why are we still here, years later, talking about Justin, Selena, and Hailey like we know them? Like we have a right to dissect their relationships, to choose who's real and who's the mistake. Because at some point, this stopped being about them, and it started being about us. We projected our own heartbreaks onto their love story. We made Selena the ex we wanted to see win, Justin the flawed boy we wanted to fix, Hailey the girl who got everything. So we tore her apart. This wasn't about music anymore, or timing, or facts. It became about belonging, about choosing a team, rooting for the ending we thought was deserved, and punishing anyone who got in the way. But real life isn't a movie. It doesn't give us perfect closure. And it definitely doesn't follow fan fiction. Justin isn't the pop prince we imagined him to be. He's a man who's battled demons, struggled with addiction, and grown under a microscope. Selena isn't a damsel in distress. She's a survivor of illness, of heartbreak, of an industry that tried to break her. And Hailey, she's not a villain. She's not a thief. She's a human being, living with a level of scrutiny no one ever truly signs up for. This triangle was never really a triangle. It was three people trying to figure out love, life, and fame in real time. While millions watched, we turned their stories into sides, turned their choices into betrayals, turned their pain into plot twists. And in doing so, we lost sight of the most important truth. They moved on. We didn't. Justin and Hailey have built something. Through therapy, through hardship, through the noise, they're still here, still married, still trying. Selena has grown into her own woman, with her own voice, her own mission, her own love. Story that has nothing to do with who she used to date. They've all said they want peace. They've all taken steps to close the book. So maybe we should listen, because every time we revive an unconfirmed rumor, every time we twist a lyric, every time we choose hate over truth, we're not helping. We're hurting. We're hurting Hailey, who's begged for the harassment to stop. We're hurting Selena, who's tried to distance herself from the chaos. And we're hurting Justin, who's carried the weight of everyone's expectations for far too long. It's time we ask ourselves, what are we really chasing when we chase these stories? Is it closure we want? Justice? Validation for how we felt when the original love story ended? Or is it just the drama, the distraction, the rush of taking sides? Because if it's empathy we're after, then this isn't the way. If it's truth we want, then it starts with acknowledging how much of what we believe is just interpretation. And if it's healing we need, then maybe we let these three people have theirs first. Let Justin make music without it being dissected like a crime. Scene. Let Hailey live without being treated like a thief. Let Selena move forward without always being dragged backward. Let them be more than what we made them. Let them be human, and let us, finally, put the triangle down. Because this wasn't a love story for the ages. It was just a story that ended, and sometimes the healthiest thing we can do is stop rewriting it.